y'all? I'm April Marie, and I got next.
What it do, SLT Nation? Welcome back for another episode of Sports Life Talk. You got next. I am your host, the Mouth of the South, B. Jones, and I am rocking alongside of my partner in crime, my best friend, just my homeboy for life, 10 toes down, Coach KT. How you doing today, Coach?
You know, I'm feeling good. You know, I'm a hooper myself. I'm not a professional, but it's going to feel, real good, interviewing somebody that's a sideline reporter.
Yeah, hey, that's right. We got somebody who's doing in the industry just like we are. That is impressive. All right, cool. Well, if you're rocking with us for the first time, we want to say thank you. In case you haven't noticed, Sports Life Talk is a conglomerate, but Kev and I, we take time to scour the globe and try to find these outstanding, awesome stories of extraordinary people who have big dreams and are doing big things. And today, we keep that same energy going as we invite April Marie, sideline reporter for the Rio Grande Valley Vipers. And she has her own podcast, ladies and gentlemen, the founder of Heels on Hardwood, to the podcast. But before we do that, we gotta pay the bills, all right? If you are listening to the sound of my voice, you're rocking with us for the first time, thank you again. Let's smash that subscribe button on the count of 3 in tradition, in unison, because where there's unity, there is strength. 1, 2, 3. Boom! Now, don't you feel so liberated? I know you got that monkey off your chest. You hit that bell, and so now you can just sit back and relax and enjoy the fireworks as I present to you a gorgeous sideline reporter who honestly, I don't feel like even needs an introduction, KT. What you think, man?
Well, she needs one, so just go ahead and give her to her, man.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, El Paso's finest, all the way from McAllen, Texas, representing the G League NBA and Heels on Hardwood, I present to you April Marie. How you feeling today, April?
I am blessed and highly favored. Thank you so much for having me on today.
Yeah, I like that. Blessed and highly favored. Amen. All right. So, well, you know what? We appreciate you stopping by the show, and we appreciate you being a guest. But in order to become part of Sports Life Talk family, we have to do what we like to call initiation. And that's just our way of earning trust. You know what I'm saying? You gotta build a little collateral with us, an emotional bank account. And right now, Kevin ain't giving out stimulus checks just yet. So, Kev, can you take her through the initiation and get her on board with us, man?
Yes, I can. So to initiate you into the SLT family, April, you got to give us your top 5 hip-hop artists.
I'm going to go with Drake, Nicki Minaj, Beyonce, Miguel, and J. Cole.
I'm sorry, I missed the last one. Who was the last one?
J. Cole.
Oh, yeah.
J. Cole. He hot right now. He hot right now. So
hey, that 95 South off the new album, that first track?
Yeah.
Ooh-wee. Okay, so it was a new one. Miguel, right? Is that the first Miguel?
Yeah, Miguel. I love me some Miguel.
Yeah, we're gonna talk about your situation later on, but that Miguel, I don't know. That's kind of that R&B romance. That sound like that's that cuddle buddy type music, Kev. We're gonna have to unpack some stuff with Miss April Marie here in a minute.
Now you know we will. So give us your favorite sports teams.
You know what? I get asked this question a lot, obviously, because I'm a sideline reporter, but I don't have a favorite sports team. I actually have favorite players, but not necessarily one team. I've never been one to really say, you know what, I'm a diehard Lakers fan or diehard Rockets fan. It's always just been individual players.
All right, so give us one.
Who are those players?
So I would have to say I love me some Kawhi Leonard. I love me some LeBron. Obviously, I love me some Kobe. Rest in peace.
All right.
I love Fred VanVleet from the Raptors.
Really?
Yes, I love his story. I love players that get it through the mud. I love it. and Kyrie Irving. I love them.
Yeah.
I love all those. I like those players too. I'm not a Fred VanVleet fan. He a dog though. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah,
I see Fred VanVleet make some big buckets, so I got to give him some props.
Yeah, I like him. Yeah.
Hey, he helped Kawhi get that ring. Don't act like it wasn't doing it.
And he only gets better year after year. But you see what I mean? They're kind of all over the place, a little sporadic. So not necessarily one team, but a variety of players.
Well, you have a heck of a pickup game. All right, so who is your favorite superhero and why?
Favorite superhero? I guess Wonder Woman. I don't really watch superhero movies. I'm not into like Marvel and stuff, but I would have to go with the female, obviously. You know, Wonder Woman, she be doing her thing. I feel like we all know a Wonder Woman here and there. So yeah, definitely Wonder Woman.
Okay, so every good superhero needs their own theme music. So if you could pick one song to be your theme music, Wonder Woman, what would it be?
Would I have to be in the Wonder Woman character?
Nah. Any song you want. It's just a song that best represents you.
I feel like I'm a super chill person, so I would probably have to go with. Is it called? It's with Drake and Jhené Aiko. It's called "It's Time."
Yeah.
Look at y'all jumped in the archives on that one. I don't recall that one.
I need a little beat. Can somebody put on the little beat?
I know what you're talking about.
That is a vibe. Put that on real quick. That was a vibe.
Well, hey, B.
Yeah, welcome to the Sports Life Talk. I got a question to kind of keep the party going here. So recently, we saw the Atlanta Dream make an historic announcement. They announced that they are going to not only have the first female broadcast crew, but they have announced that this whole crew is entirely all black. For you to be a person of color and a minority, for you to see something like this in the WNBA, what does that mean to you? How did you take that news, and do you find inspiration in hearing that type of news?
To be honest, as soon as I heard the news early on, when Renee Montgomery became part owner of the Atlanta Dream, that's kind of where it all trickled for me. She's somebody that I'm obsessed with. I highly follow her on Instagram. I DM her all the time. Has she read my messages? No, but she will one day.
She probably has. She probably has. She just,
she probably has.
Yeah.
The messages don't say seen, but we get in there. You know, it's a work in progress. But I think it's super inspirational, especially me. I'm Latina. It's something that unfortunately growing up, I didn't see a lot of. Of course, you have Doris Burke, you have Summer Andrews, all of these white women who are in these roles. So just to be able to see, now all female and all women of color, I think that's phenomenal. However, I do feel like it's late. It took a while, a long time for us to get here. And unfortunately, I feel like we could have done this a lot sooner. But I am happy it's being done nonetheless. And I only hope that it continues to progress. And hopefully I can be one of those women, a Latina woman who is covering the NBA on a national level. Because up until this point, aside from Tony Collins, who works for SportsCenter, there's nobody covering the NBA on a national scale who is of Latin culture. So I want to be the first.
Well, you must have read my questions, because that kind of segues perfectly into my next question. We have seen an explosion of POC, especially POC female, with the Molly Carums, the Taylor Rooks, the Angela Taylor or Joy Taylors. They are just coming out left and right. The Maria Taylor. So you're starting to see a lot of color sprinkled amongst these telecasts and to get more roles. Does that give you hope? Do you look at those as mentors? And I guess, is there kind of a network of POC female announcers or broadcasters that you can go to if you're having a tough moment or you need help with a read or preparation for an interview?
There is. I've been very blessed to be able to build a lot of relationships throughout my career. I've always been the type of person who I don't really wait around for opportunities. I'm extremely persistent. I mean, I said that earlier when we're talking about Renee Montgomery. Like, I'm talking about, like, I'm DMing these women. Anytime that I have an interview with somebody, I ask them, hey, who do you know that can help me get into touch with so-and-so? And one person that comes to mind who's really kind of paved the way for me to meet a lot of these women is, shout out to Coach Nick Nurse. He's a huge advocate of women in sports. He's been such a wonderful friend to me, but because of my friendship with him, he's been able to put me in contact with Ross Gold, who is now becoming one of my mentors, Toni Collins, who I just had a conversation with her 2 weeks ago about possibly looking for an agent. Malika Andrews. I had a conversation with Malika Andrews as well, because Malika has the job that I want and she's new to it. So she's been helping me and saying, you know what, I'm still trying to figure out how I belong or how this whole world and this whole dynamic works. So just hearing that from somebody who is also new to the sports world, I think is huge. So I've been very blessed, because I feel like a lot of women really wish they could say that they've had conversations with, you know, these women in the sports world who have these huge worlds. So I feel very blessed, and I don't take that for granted whatsoever.
All right, so every superhero, as Kevin says, he's ingrained this in my head now, has an origin, right? So let's talk a little bit about you coming up. Did you always dream to be a broadcaster, or when did that light switch click, you know, for you? When did that determination and you get so, you know, motivated to do so?
I do. It's something that I'm so obsessed with. So growing up, my dad was a huge Ninja Turtle fan. Like, he loved Ninja Turtles, to the point where, like, when he found out I was actually a girl, he was like, okay, it's not going to be Donatello, so we're going to name her April, because the reporter is called April O'Neil.
O'Neil, that's right.
Yeah, so he named me April. And ever since I was young, my mom used to say that I used to talk to myself. That hasn't changed. I feel like I have conversations with myself all the time. But I just have always been extremely good at public speaking. I've always felt very outgoing and approachable. So they started enrolling me in pageants. Ultimately, I ended up winning Miss El Paso. And so that was kind of like this huge platform for me.
Excuse me?
So we have a former Miss El Paso on the show?
Yeah. How did the research team miss that in the notes?
Hey, who our research person is, they need to be fired, because that should have been one of the first things I led with in this show.
I was also a senior in high school, so I feel like it doesn't really count anymore, you know? Like,
yes, it does. It counts. Yes, it counts. Wow.
I'm flustered just thinking about that. But yeah, I won Miss El Paso, so that was a huge platform for me. But long story short, we have in El Paso, we have a Fox Sports station, and we have an ESPN station. One of my teachers during the time was my public relations teacher, and he said, you know what, I feel like you have this gift. You should go and talk to one of their radio hosts and see what type of advice he can give you. Long story short, I made it a point to go meet with this person. I won't disclose this person's name, but unfortunately, this person flat out told me that I did not have what it takes to make it as a female reporter in the sports world the way I envisioned myself. And because of that, it kind of took me on a detour, because I changed my mind and I said, you know what? I don't have what it takes. This guy already told me I didn't have what it takes. And he was white. So like what he had to say meant even more to me because of him being white. I feel like he had like this huge pedestal and he was so looked up to in El Paso. So when he told me that, I was like, you know what? He's right. I need to do something else. But I always knew that I wanted to work in sports. So I convinced myself that I wanted to be a sports agent. So I ended up taking my LSATs. I ended up getting into law school at ASU so that I could study sports law and become an agent. But before me even accepting to go into law school, I ended up moving down here to McAllen because of a job opportunity with the Vipers. And I said, you know what? My LSATs are good for, I want to say it's 4 or 5 years. So if I want to go back to law school, I can. but let me move. Let me see what this job opportunity with the Vipers has to offer me, and then I'll go from there. And when I came with the Vipers, I originally was not doing sideline reporting. I was doing sales. Yes, I started off as a salesperson. Don't ask me to sell because I can't sell. I'm not good at selling. People were buying stuff from me because they felt bad for me, honestly, at one point in time.
As long as you're buying stuff, that's all that matters.
You ain't lying.
Yeah, you know, I had to make a living, so I was selling season tickets. And then I ended up moving into the role of community relations. And it was my boss at the time. Well, she's still my boss, but it was during that time that we were at a coffee shop having a meeting. And I caught her like staring at me the whole time. And in my head, I was like, damn it, my skirt is too short. And I couldn't have worn this today, you know, like she's going to tell me something about my skirt. And so everybody got up to leave and she's like, hey, can I talk to you? And I was like, yes. I was like already preparing myself that I got to go home and change. And she was like, I think it would be awesome if you started doing the sideline reporting. And if we created this entire show called Vipers 360 around you, where you would basically take us behind the scenes of the G League and have these conversations with these athletes that kind of shows people like, hey, aside from being hoopers, they're also people. You know what I mean? And I feel like you can help tell those stories. Would you be interested in doing that? And when she told me that, like, she doesn't know this, but after that conversation, I literally went home and cried because it was like that revelation of everything coming back full circle, because deep down, I always knew that I wanted to do that. But unfortunately, that gentleman kind of like dimmed that light for me. So for her to kind of see that without me even having that initial conversation with her, that kind of just like sparked everything for me. And now everything just seems to be happening so fast. But I'm enjoying the ride, most definitely.
Hey, if God be for you, what can be against you? You know what I'm saying? So everybody that's listening to this podcast right now, understand that if it's for you, it's for you. Can't no man take it away from you. You're going to find it, you're going to run into it, and it's going to be there for you when you get ready for it. So you segued into the hills on Hardwood. So now you backstage and you decide, hey, I want to start my own podcast. Is that kind of how that came about, or
right.
Or is that just an ancillary part of the Vipers 360?
So it's a little bit of both, because I was already conducting these interviews on my own, both through the Vipers organization and both through relationships that I was making. And I'll mention his name again, but it was Coach Nurse who was like, hey, where are you going to post this interview? Is it going to be on your YouTube channel? And I was like, not my YouTube channel, but the Vipers YouTube channel. And he was like, I don't want to watch it on the Vipers YouTube channel. I want to watch it on your YouTube channel, because you should have a YouTube channel. Like, you have the potential to grow a platform, but you need to start that. I'm telling you, like, this man is wonderful. And that's when I was like, you know what? He's right. Like, why don't I have a YouTube channel? But that's kind of like what gave me the confidence to go ahead and do that. And yeah, I've just been running with it.
All right, so now you're backstage, you're doing all of these interviews, doing my research, which the research team didn't fail me on this one. I saw that you have a crazy 10-step interview prep form that you go through with each and every one of these interviews. So how many hours are put in to a 30 or 45-minute interview? Like, and tell the fans the steps that you take. This is madness, you guys.
So I wouldn't necessarily say that it takes hours, but more so days.
Wow.
I'm the type of person that even though I may know, okay, I'm going to be talking to KT and B Jones today, I really want to dig deeper. The same way you guys took the time to research me is the way that I like to research and study whoever it is that I'm talking about. But again, that happens over time, whether that be watching old interviews, whether that be reading articles about this person, whether that be talking to people who know these people directly. I always try to look for different avenues, and I always create like scripts for myself, almost like these mock questions or things that I have in mind. And then from there, I create another script, and then I make the corrections that I want. And then I create another one, and I put them in the order in which I want the conversation to flow, because you can have a list of 20 questions, but I feel like they need to flow in a certain way so that everything comes off naturally and no question feels forced. So yeah, it definitely takes time. Those are for sit down. When it comes to actual sideline interviews or post-game interviews, those I just gotta be on my toes. Like, I'm literally on the sideline, like having stats run to me, watching play-by-plays and listening to the color commentators in one ear, watching on the court what's going on, and just coming up with stuff on the fly. So that's a lot more fast paced. But when I know that I'm actually going to sit down and have a full-on conversation with you, whether that be about you coming out with a book or a nonprofit that you're working with, I always try to be well prepared for those.
Last question, KT, and I'm gonna give it. This is a quick one, I promise you. How boring was it to do research on Kevin? That's all I want to know.
Man.
I actually did not do research on Kevin, but I highly doubt it would be anything other than boring. It would not be boring.
I can't believe you took a shot at me like that, man, in front of a guest. Okay, so April, what does a typical day look like for you?
What I like most about my job is basically the typical day, because I don't have the type of personality that does well sitting at a desk. I'm the type of person that constantly needs to be moving, changing. The setting needs to change. And I feel like this job, this career gives me that opportunity, whether that be, different game day, different opponent, different events. Because what other people might know is that, or might not know, is that when you're in the G League, you wear many hats. So aside from me being the sideline reporter, I still do the community relations. So a lot of these players, when they come in, they're two-way players, meaning that they have a contract with both us and the Houston Rockets, our affiliate team, which means a lot of these players also have a lot of money. And a lot of that money, they like to put to good use towards projects that they might be doing on the side. A lot of the times, they're not interested in going as a group to the food bank. You know what I mean? They want to host their own event for their own cause, for their own mission. So my job is to really sit down with them and say, okay, you're going to be here for a span of 6 to 7 months. What do you want to accomplish with your nonprofit? Where is it that you want to help the community? Where do you want to be involved? So I have the opportunity to go out to these events on a daily basis as well with them, kind of seeing them on a different level aside from just being hoopers.
All right, so if you could interview someone, whether it's from the past or the present, who would it be?
Kobe Bryant.
Why Kobe?
I mean, even prior to him passing, it was him and his daughter Gigi. I remember even having this conversation with my dad. I was like, Dad, if I don't end up first in the NBA, and if they have me start in the WNBA, I hope I get to interview Gigi. Like, I would love that. And my dad was like, yeah, she has a couple of years left, but she's definitely going to be in the WNBA, but you should start off with his dad, Kobe. And I was like, yeah, for sure, no doubt. But I just feel like that conversation would be so methodical, where it's like, it's bigger than basketball. And that's why I think I would love to have a conversation with him, because I even get chills, because I feel like I would leave so inspired. As it is, he's somebody that I feel like, his Mamba mentality, that really don't wait for others to be your cheerleader. Be your own cheerleader. If you want something, go and get it. Don't let people tell you what it is that you can and you cannot do. I feel like that's something that I try to embody every single day. So just having him in front of me and just being able to hear how eloquently he speaks and how he story tells, I think would be phenomenal. That would have been amazing.
All right, so you've mentioned your dad a couple of times. So how do you balance your career and spending time with your family?
Yeah, my dad is like my huge cheerleader, or my biggest cheerleader. I wouldn't say it's difficult at all. They know that my job is very demanding. But I think when you have a set of parents, and my sister as well, who see the same or see the potential that you see in yourself. Again, I've always been the type of person where I don't wait for others to confirm what it is that I already know. And my parents are that way as well. Same thing when I was doing pageants. You know, you're in that kind of like those teenage years, and you see all these other pretty girls and you're like, oh man, like I'm not that pretty. You know, they're like these white girls, you know, they're pretty. They have green eyes, and it's like, wow, like I don't look like that. And my parents have always been the type of people who are like, look, you have everything it takes. You may not have green eyes, but you are well equipped and you are more than capable, you know? So I think it's just automatic finding that balance. And I've never really struggled with that, because whether that's them coming to a game to support me, whether that's them listening on this podcast, whether that's them watching one of my interviews, they've always been there nonstop. And they're the main reason why it is that I do what I do, because in my head, I've already envisioned myself so many times with an ESPN mic in my hand, looking up in the stands and seeing my family there. Because what many people may not know is that I've actually never attended an NBA game before.
Wow.
Never. And the reason I've done that is because I've always told myself that the first NBA game that I'm going to attend is the one that I'm working. And the first NBA game my parents and my sister are going to attend is the one that they're going to see me on the sideline at. So I've done that purposefully. But I see that image and I can see it now, which is why I'm so sure that it's going to happen.
Okay, so April, this is the part where I get in your business. Okay?
Kool-Aid.
Because I'm pretty sure a lot of our male viewers, and female too, they may want to know a little bit more about you. And it's just a long way of me asking you, are you seeing someone at the time?
No, I'm not.
Inquiring minds want to know.
We got to ask.
Super single. No, it's just me and my dog, Money. We just be hanging out. We chilling.
All right, so how many times has one of the players that you've interviewed or somebody on the sideline try to get at you?
A lot of times, but I think it's one of those things that it just comes with a job. Like, you learn how to just kind of deal with it and keep it pushing. Because it's also one of those careers that as quickly as you rise up to the top, you can fall down, you know, even faster. Especially when it comes to reputation. Reputation in this industry is everything. And if you don't have your reputation, you have nothing. So that's another reason why I'm very careful with how I maneuver. I'm very attentive to how I say things, or in the manner in which I say them, so that it constantly remains on a professional level.
Okay, so we know that you're a professional, but I still got to ask this question. All right, so if there was one athlete that if they slid in your DMs, you'd be like full go, who would it be?
I don't know. That's hard. I'm like getting hot. The lights on me. I don't know. That's difficult. I don't know. That's
what
tough.
About Fred VanVleet?
No. The reason I like Fred VanVleet is because of his story. Like, he started in the G League, and a lot of people don't know that. Nobody knew who he was until, but again, he worked his way through the G League. I'm all about players who work their way up. Like, that's nice. You got drafted, first round pick. Congratulations. That was phenomenal. But I like the stories of the players who really nobody knew about, and they made a name for themselves. So that's why I admire him.
Okay.
No, I wouldn't date him. He's little. He's like, what, 6'1"? That's kind of little.
Oh, how tall are you?
I'm 5'8".
Okay, so what's the minimum height? What they got to be?
Like 6'5".
What?
You can't give somebody a little bit 6'2"?
6'5". Oh my goodness.
The only reason I say that is because I'm like 5'8.5", pushing 5'9", and I'm heels on hardwood. Okay, I be walking heels. So when I put on them heels, you best believe I'm like 6'1". So yes, 6'5". I'm
putting on them 9-inch stilettos and stuff, huh?
Yeah, I'm trying to tiptoe. Yeah.
All right, April. What's funny is a young lady that's on our show that you can watch Wednesdays at 8 p.m. Central on our YouTube and Facebook page. Mm-hmm. She's 5'11", and she won't date anybody that's under 6'2".
Yep. She said it's got to be 6'2". She said she okay with being tit for tat with you with her heels on, but you got to be taller than her with heels on.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, I think it makes me feel more feminine.
I like that. I can dig that. Sorry, fellas. We only have like 3 6'5" fans. No, just kidding.
Well, April, we're going to let you off the hook on that one question. The last one, you can tell us off air who it really is. So let's get to the
last question.
The one about sliding your DMs. What athlete? You know, don't worry about it.
I don't know.
All right. Well, April, this is the fun part of the show. Well, I like to have fun because I'm typically on the winning side of this. Kevin and I, we're competitive. We play a game called Championship Rounds where you, our guest on the show, you get to be in the hot seat and you get to answer questions. Have you ever played the game Would You Rather?
Yes.
All right. So that's basically the same premise. Both of the hosts, Kevin and myself, will give you one option. You have to take that option. You can't change it up or move it around or anything like that. You have to select one. Whoever you select, that host gets the point. Because it's championship rounds, we are going to go 3 rounds. Now, for inquiring minds, if this is your first time watching the show, Kevin and I are actually drawn. We are at a draw right now. It is 9 games to 9 games. So this is a very pivotal game for me because I was down 3 games and I'm on a hot streak right now. So I'm feeling pretty gully right now.
Sir, can we
taking this lead?
We get to it, y'all gloating. Let's get to it, man.
All right, Kevin, since I won the last game, did you have any questions? April O'Neil, sideline reporter for the Ninja Turtles.
I'm just going to go with it.
All right, here we go. Round 1. April Marie, would you rather be a sideline reporter for 5 WNBA finals or
be a sideline reporter for 1 NBA All-Star game?
Probably 5 WNBA finals.
And why is that? Why would you pick the 5 over the one big moment where you get to meet all of the NBA players?
Because it's not all of the NBA players. It's only a select few. They are all-stars, of course. But I don't know. I just feel like as a female, being able to cover the finals at a WNBA level, that's basically, to me personally, I feel like that's the same as NBA finals. And with the talent that they have now, yeah, no biggie.
Well, I love your answer because that puts me up 1-0. All right, round 2. God, rush hour is getting a little warm, I know. All right, would you rather have a shoe company give you your own heels on hardwood shoe deal or
have Michael Jordan give you a lifetime supply of Jordans with an endorsement deal?
Well, that's hard.
So you got to go heels over sneakers. And from your IG page, you like your sneakers. I do like
my sneakers.
I seen some sneakers, so I know this is a tough one. I do
like my sneakers. I would probably say the endorsement deal because endorsement means checks, which means I can still technically, start a heel business on the side with my own label.
There you go. All right.
That was a lovely answer, April. I really appreciate that. So
we tied.
Yeah, so this is a tiebreaker. Would you rather become a legendary broadcaster for a team of your choice or
work for ESPN as an anchor on SportsCenter?
Work as an anchor on ESPN for SportsCenter because I already know one, and she also covers NBA games and WNBA games on assignment. So I get to do both if I'm the anchor.
Well, you just made my day. Thank you, April Marie. B. Jones will take game number 10. I'm the first to 10, by the way, on a 4-game win streak. Oh my goodness. I am feeling super, super good. All right, April. So we got you here and we told you we were going to talk about what's next for you. If the people don't already see your energy, your charisma, your excitement for life and passion, then I don't know. They should have turned this off 30 minutes ago. But let's talk about what's next for you and your career. What are the dreams? Where is road going to take you?
So again, my dream is to cover the NBA on a national level. I want to be the first Latina to be covering NBA games on that scale. I'm declaring that. I actually have something super excited that I'm working on, but I can't actually, disclose anything just yet. But I'm also the type of person, I'm going to keep it real. I'm also the type of person who I like to talk less and do more. Okay.
That's right.
When I do it, people gonna be like, oh, okay, that's what she was up to. So yeah, that's what we working on.
Yeah, I gotta practice some of that, because we get some people that commit to doing the show, then they don't show up, and then people be like, I thought you said y'all was gonna get them, and I'm like, that didn't work out too well. So, all right, so now I gotta put you on the spot. Do this for America. Show everybody those nails. Now, if they don't know, you are the nail queen.
I am. How did you know that?
Because we do our research.
Yeah,
we do our research.
Some stuff, April, but we're pretty good at the research.
We just missed El Paso.
Researchers, stalkers. No, I'm just kidding.
A little bit of both. Aren't they technically the same thing? No.
But yeah, I love getting my nails done. And you know what? That's another thing that I feel like makes me unique is like, I don't like to lose that feminine touch. I feel like back in the day, you had to be almost like this, you had to hide your femininity when it came to being in the sports world because you were a distraction. But I don't see why it is that you can't do both, because I can, have my nails done, wear a nice dress, rock some heels, and I know sports. So I can do both. Ooh,
the killer combination. Yeah. All right, April, we'll tell everybody where they can find you, because you put out a fire play-in prediction today. I admire you. Like, I just love your juice. I love the game. Like, your videos are phenomenal. So everybody watch this. Y'all need to go follow her immediately after she gives you this, and go check out these videos.
Yes, I'm on IG. That's heels.on.hardwood. On Twitter, Heels on Hardwood. YouTube, Heels on Hardwood. If you can't tell, it's all Heels on Hardwood.
And you do a phenomenal job. I promise you, you're a groundbreaker. Any shout outs? You want to show some love to?
Yeah, to my parents, my mom, my dad, my sister Ashley. She's an RN. She be saving lives out there. And to my dog, Money, okay? Because see, Money, he's my partner in crime.
All right, Money. Well, you got the shout out and the final word, but April Marie, you got next. And we want to thank you for joining the show. Remember, you guys, let's leave some comments down below to support April Marie on her journey. We will be rooting for you. Sports Life Talk Nation is behind you all the way, sis. And you are now family. So we're going to call you sis when we speaking to you. And when we reaching out there to you, we're going to put every inch of our voice to helping you to promote you and to do what you do. So if you are rocking with us for the first time, you just came to see April Marie, we thank you for sticking around. Don't forget to smash that subscribe button. In a couple of hours here, Kevin and I will go live with the crew. Wednesday nights, 8 o'clock p.m. Central Standard Time. Facebook and YouTube is very simple. It's Sports Life Talk. Every platform. Follow us, share us. Let's keep this movement going. We broke in with the journalism, and we promise y'all we got some more great guests from different verticals, different niches all over the globe. This thing is going to be insane. By subscribing, you will be one of the first people to get notified to do so. So with that being said, we appreciate you coming on, April. Y'all stay safe out there. Y'all take care of one another. Be blessed. And we will see y'all again next time. Yeet.
Lil' baby say I'm fly, she see me. I know I got a giant in the drip, but I double cause I'm tired of the vibe, she clingy. And I don't play around with the wrist, when I get it, you already know the vibe, it's VVs. I swear I feel alive when I'm in the yo into the AM, making vibes on repeat. And I ain't gotta lie, you see these. She said she want a vibe, she need 3. Each one for my boys, my teamies. Swimming through the riches with my squad, believe me. Iced out Audemars, Philippe's. Big dog since a gin, know I'm 8. Cook and let them know I'm different raw with the 8. Do this for my sons, I know it's mine for the taking. Lil' baby look like she the type that be playing. Slide and I skate this. She done me probably thinking who this. Yeah, money now it's funny how I see the mood switch. But boy, lame girl, funny how the two mix. So I got them uptight, now they got the loose lips. Want the doors with a suicide on it. If I'm winning, gotta put my slimes on it. I ain't buying in the Gucci or Prada. That she my man, and it's proof for her solid. Dripped and finesse like Kyrie. Young man with his own brand, I designed it. Whole gang got a wrist sprain cause I iced it. No name in my domain, I'm the nicest. Game, no, I used to dream of the diamond. Two bad things I'm in between like a hyphen. When I pull up to the